And it looks like as we go on with this, my cart is getting fuller and fuller. And we might be at the end of it. I'm still not having to buy meat. And I'll show you my freezer when I get home, but it's not even empty yet. The deep freezer is definitely empty, but the other one is not. So, anyway, there's some vegetables in there, and the usuals. I had to restock the dog food, cat litter, obviously. More bread. We'll talk about this when I get home. Look, they have seeds. They're on the end of the girly aisle, where they belong, right? I wouldn't have seen them. This was my impulse buy of the day. It was on the clearance rack. Now our clearance, I go to the small mart, the neighborhood market, and we only have 2 end caps of clearance, and this was on there. $11.69 for a twin comforter set with sheets. Now, I don't have a twin bed in my house, but the RV does, sort of. So that's what this is for. Hey, welcome to Weekend Skills Lab. I am Christy. I am single mom of 2 teenagers, and we've been doing this pantry challenge since the last week of December. And I think we might be done. I still have some proteins and plenty of canned food, but my grocery balance has gone up and up and up every week, having to buy more stuff. So in the beginning, I had set a $50 budget, and I stuck with that almost for 2 months. Last week, took the kids with me to the store. They wanted a bunch of snacks. I let them have them. Well, this week, I went to the grocery store, and it wasn't a bunch of snacks, but it was, I had to buy the dog food, and I did a couple of impulse buys. It was $165. It was more than last week even. And so I thought, I'm spending more now trying to, basically the kids are over it. I'm trying to appease them. They're over it. Because I do work full time, so I don't cook every single night. And last night I made a meatloaf and some rice. Tonight, I'll show you, I'm making some drumsticks like wings with wing sauce. But so I'm going to put this pack of drumsticks in the crock pot with this garlic buffalo wing sauce and a little bit of onions, and then I'll have plenty of sides to make with it. So, and see, and I restocked some of this. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm doing the pantry challenge anymore, which is why I'm going to say this is it. So I have plenty of stuff. This is going in. My deep freezer is completely empty now. All that we have here is what's in here. And today I bought more TV dinners for my son. I bought no meat. I didn't buy any meat. Well, sort of. I bought these spicy chicken fillets for my son, and then I bought my daughter another bag of the home style not spicy chicken fillets to make her sandwiches. But that is it for protein. That's all that's left. And I bought some more of those calzone things. So that's that. But as far as getting the freezer emptied, which was my goal, that's done. And this is what's left on my canning shelf. These are the chicken chili verdes. I still have some of those. That's the corned beef hash. We have chili, and those are still taco soups on the bottom. We have the more taco soups and the chicken, what is that stuff called? Chicken tortilla soups, and it's chili too. So, and cat food, protein drinks, water, sorry, boring. The sweets cabinet is much lighter than it was. None of those Jellos got used. I'm gonna try to find somewhere to donate those to. They're still in date. And so these are all the beans in here that I've canned, and I've used quite a few of the beans. I have a black bean dip that I'm going to make. I may make that today to go with this. That would be good. So I can do that. I can make the black bean dip today. And all of this, I was not concerned about using any of those canned goods, just because they last forever. But I did go through quite a bit of it, and so my plans for this week are to use up some chicken. I have a 3-pound bag of frozen boneless, skinless chicken breast. I have obviously these drumsticks back here I'm going to use. I have some sausage. Not real concerned with using those up. I'm going to use some of my canned food over here. The taco soups I've been taking for lunches. I took those twice last week. And then I need to finish making the corned beef hash things. Those are about to go back on sale. The corned beef briskets about to go on sale, so I can make some more of those simply. Get some potatoes. What else? Yeah, I'm just gonna continue. I'm not gonna go and buy a bunch of meat. I'm not gonna. That deep freezer being emptied was my goal, and it's done. So, am I gonna keep the deep freezer? That's what I'm trying to decide. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I do want to because I don't want to be without it. But I think I might unplug it for now and not use it. The only thing in there right this moment is the ice cream, thing that goes in the ice cream maker, the bucket that you freeze. That's the only thing in there. So I may unplug that for a little bit and just not. If I need the freezer to hold some produce once our garden gets going, absolutely. Absolutely, I will plug it back in and use it. So that's our next project, is that garden, getting it ready for spring. My seedlings look good. We'll see those in a minute. And then our glamping trip coming up. The RV trip is at the end of March. It's the last couple of days of March, the first week of April. So that's going to be exciting. I'll be doing plenty of meal prep for that because I'm not going to take a ton of food that I have to prepare fully in the RV. Not that you can't, but I don't want to spend all my time cooking on vacation. So I'll meal prep some of that stuff and take it with us. Yeah, it's a good week. It's a good feeling to have used all of that, and I've saved quite a bit of money. I mean, last week I spent $140 when the kids were with me. This week I spent more. It was $165. Then I had to restock the dog food. And I had, an impulse buy. I feel good about what I accomplished, and that's what matters. So let's go look at the seedlings. There's our tomatoes, still looking strong. And it looks like I planted accidentally 2 in this one, but it's okay. Tomatoes look good. So this one is those little tiny dwarf tomatoes that I started. They haven't germinated yet. And then we get under here. These are all the peppers down there. Some of them are slower to come up than others. And then we have more peppers down here. And then these are the ones that we just started last week, the squash and cucumbers. So they're just barely starting to peek out. And those are all peppers in there too. So it's about to be time. I need to make a plan of how many of these plants are actually going to go in the beds and give away the rest. So I haven't started up-potting any of the peppers yet because they're still hanging out chilling. They're good. I'll start working on that probably next week. Have another birthday next week for my son. He'll be 20. I may not have a ton of time on the weekend, but get there. I uncovered the green stalk. It looks like what had sprouted, some of it didn't make it, some of it did. In our freeze last week, I've got some strawberries still. Quite a few of these pockets had germination in them, and now they don't. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think we're done with the big freezes now. It rained a little bit last night. I came out and fertilized all the onions. I don't know if they're going to make it. And the garlic. These carrots. Look at that. It's so tiny. I'm not very good at carrots. Yeah. Every time I go to the thrift store, I look at the books, and if they have these little spiral bound cookbooks, I buy them no matter what. And I'll go through them and find, this isn't a church cookbook, but it's Texas Oklahoma Regional Cookbook from The Guardian, which I think is a company. So I'll look through these, I'll find something I want to make. If I look through them and there's nothing I want to make, they get donated right back. But here's that black bean dip that I was talking about. Yeah. So black beans, Rotel, lime juice. I don't have any of that. I have crushed garlic. I have lemon juice. Diced onion. I have that frozen onion. And I don't like cilantro, so I wouldn't put that in there anyway. Yeah. I think I'm going to make that to go with this, the wings. Last night I made this meatloaf. I doubled it so that I would have leftovers on purpose. So I used 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 eggs, 2 cups of breadcrumbs, but I didn't use breadcrumbs. I used a box of stovetop stuffing mix. And 1 jar, I used a pint jar of my salsa. That's it. Mix it together, bake at 350. It took an hour because a little bit over an hour, I think, because I used the 2 pounds. But I spread it all out in a 9x13. But yeah, once I've made these, I'll save the ones that I want, and then these get donated back once I'm done. Because if I like it, obviously I'm going to do it again, and I'll put it in my recipe book. Alright, well that's all I really have today. Just hanging out. I'm going to make this chicken in the crock pot, and then I'll make that bean dip. It'll be good. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a good week. Bye.